All right, let's do it.
Save our last podcast. Create the new one.
How long have you been doing?
Doing only about 6 months.
Okay.
Like to do, we started out the local realtor or local business spot podcast. Now we're the local realtor podcast.
Okay.
Just trying to dig the niche down deeper.
Sure.
So it's been fun though. Some really dynamic people on.
Oh yeah.
So much so.
Absolutely.
What's going on, guys? Angel Telemontes here with Quickly's Local, and this is your local Realtor Spotlight podcast. Troy with the intro.
Oh yeah, Troy Thompson, Pinnacle Insurance. I'm super excited today to have Brian Ingle on the show with the Realty Group, correct?
That is correct.
All right, good. Lots of different realty companies out there, but Brian is actually a client of ours, and he's just doing some amazing things in real estate. He had a really cool video the other day on an ice rink, playing a little hockey, talking about what he's doing.
Fun.
So Brian has an amazing story. Brian, tell us how you got into real estate.
How I got into real estate. Well, I guess the word desperation initially comes to mind. I, was married for 12 years. We bought and sold, 3 houses, 3 cabins. So it was always kind of living the American dream. And then we got divorced, unfortunately. And I realized real quickly that I needed to kind of find some money for Brian. I was quite naive going into the whole divorce attorney's office, telling him, what's your retainer fee, and that's all I'm paying you.
Mm-hmm.
So I obviously didn't know what I was doing there, but I took pride, in that I was providing for my kids, and actually I think in a roundabout way it worked my way into real estate. It helped me, through all the buying and selling. I kind of fell in love with the process of building new homes, selling them. I sold a couple for sale by owners, so got into it out of pure need and kind of a love for the industry and building and different things like that.
The entire process, huh?
Yeah.
And you do, speaking of building, you deal with some builders, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm on the lock team at Realty Group, and we represent Semler Homes.
Semler Homes, okay, I've heard about them. Great builders.
Yeah, they just, they've been in business 37 plus years. They have built a lot in the North Metro, and now we are, their office actually moved up to Cambridge. So they're really focusing on kind of that Isanti County area.
Great. And any of our listeners out there, if you have any questions or comments for Brian, feel free to put those in the comments section. We'll be happy to ask him those questions. And another question we like to ask our guest, Brian, is what is your superpower? What makes you different from the other realtors out there?
It's funny you asked that. Well, it's not funny you asked that. I was actually just stumped with this one. And I actually bounced it off my wife this morning.
Okay.
And she came up with, I can anticipate what people want or need. Now, that's coming from a woman my wife, that just had full knee replacement surgery. So I'm having to anticipate her wants and needs very much so. So I think
Absolutely.
That's probably a good one.
Oh, that's everything when it comes to sales, right? What they really want and the strategy on how to get them to their end goal before they necessarily even tell you what they want or need, right? Because they don't know the process.
Right.
And you talking about the process of real estate, can you dive into that a little bit more? Like, what is it about that process that gets you so excited?
Sure. I think it's helping people navigate that process, understanding what their end goal is, and then helping them understand where we're going to need to go to get there.
Mm-hmm.
If it'd be great if we could order them on Amazon and have them show up, but
that's coming, right?
Theoretically, yes.
Oh my gosh!
But no, it's helping. I think helping people,
cool.
navigate that and anticipating where the roadblocks are going to be and how to get around those.
Good answer. I appreciate that, Brian. And speaking of Amazon, since you brought it up, there is technology. There are quote-unquote threats that you hear about all the time, whether it be Zillow, Google, Amazon, Uber,
Yeah, Uber was
just
the number.
crazy things. Isn't there a real estate company with Uber now? Or anyway, what are your thoughts on all these quote unquote threats that we're supposed to consider in the future?
I think the technology and different things that are out there like that, it really adds to the convenience level of what we're doing. Being able to do, electronic signing and different things like that. There's a ton of convenience that technology brings to us, but it's not going to meet the needs of humans. I think there's always the question behind the question. When somebody's asking a question about, a property or a community or the neighborhood, or, there's always a question behind the question. And
True.
I would find it very hard that technology is going to be able to pick up on that and then go there.
I agree with you 100%. Have you heard of Brian Buffini?
I
Real estate sales trainer. I was watching his 2019 goal show, basically, and he was saying that 20 years ago, I think 8 or 9 people made a real estate transaction without 8 or 9% of people made a real estate transaction without a realtor, and just last year it was 7%. So all these threats you hear about, they may not even be true, because like you said, there's the question behind the question, and when the pen comes to paper, people are still going to want to talk to a trusted realtor.
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Yeah, I believe you. That's, people they know, like, and trust, and I think trust is the big thing.
Right.
Just being able to provide that level of clarity for someone when they're in the middle of that process.
Right.
Good point.
So piggybacking on that, for 2019, what are some of your goals for 2019, Brian?
My goals, I've joined the lock team, which really kind of kicked in the new construction. And I think I've done, 18 transactions, buy or sell. Most of them were the new construction. So I think my goal for 2019, now you're going to make me really stick to this, aren't you? But
that's why we do it.
Yeah. I'd like to double my production on the sales side, but I'd also, I'm really learning a lot right now in going to the Realty Group. There's just like this entrepreneurial spirit in that office. It's incredible. And what that's brought to the surface for me is just how people are providing real estate services for the public. And ran into a gentleman by the name of Jesse Mills. I don't know if you know him or have heard of him, but he's a loan officer, he's an investor, and he basically says, I want to be able to help any person I come in contact with. Now, the only person he can't help is someone that doesn't have a job, doesn't have the income, or a decent credit score. So, but it's interesting just seeing all the different avenues, and so I think to add to my goal, I'd like to double, traditional buying, selling.
Sure.
Double that production.
Do you have a focus with as far as buyers or sellers, or what you're going to emphasize, or?
Pretty much the new construction buyer is where we're focused right now, but that obviously brings us into, do you have a home to sell? Do you need help with that? Different things that way. But I'm thinking add like 5 investor sales or activities to the ledger, next year. It's just something that really intrigues me, being able to help someone. Meaning
you want to develop investor relationships to help buy them or help them purchase real estate, or do you want to do it yourself?
More myself. I think just being able to kind of learn that process and then be able to just offer another level of real estate, services to people that are out on the market looking at homes.
True.
But might not be, qualified. Maybe they had a foreclosure or a short sale on their record and they can't truly get a mortgage for a few years. You could get them into something with a lease option or a contract.
There you go. There's a lot of opportunities in that, right?
Yeah.
And this year was crazy, wrapping up 2018. The spring was just a wild ride with so many buyers and so few sellers. And now that is changed slightly,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So where do you see the 2019 shift or market going?
I think that was one of the reasons Semler moved their offices, is because land is a the farther out you go, the less per acre you're paying.
True.
More affordable land makes a more affordable house, and with their background in history, and then affordable land, I think that they're going to really do some great things out there, kind of this Isanti, Cambridge area, and so I think that that's really going to be probably one of the areas that I focus on.
True. And funny you bring that up, because I've thought about that myself. With high-speed internet now, people don't, and technology, you don't have to commute into work every day like you used to. Like even our employees, we're talking about them working from home. And that's what people got to get around in their heads, is that, hey, I can move out to Cambridge, work from home, and then I don't have to worry about a commute.
Yeah.
And employers are going to start embracing that more and more, because if they don't, they're going to lose good employees.
Yeah.
I believe so too.
So that's great that you're forward thinking like that too, because like right around this area, like find a lot in Blaine for an acre, right?
Right.
Right.
Or Coon Rapids. It's
Well, just
impossible.
affordable. Under 100,000, you're going to be that would be a stress just to find it.
Or Ham Lake. I mean, my wife and I went through that, and I'll tell you about that story later. But not too fun.
Yeah.
But you said the new home buyers is one of the focuses of you and your team. How are you going about attaining those prospects?
Sure. We've primarily open houses, kind of the old school open houses, Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 3. We've got Semler's done us a great service in putting up plenty of models. So we've got probably 5 models out in Cambridge, a couple models in Isanti that are detached townhomes, and then some single families. So it's primarily open houses. We do some marketing, not enough, Angel.
Right.
But I know,
I know a guy.
Yeah. That was going to be, it's like I'm peppering you with questions right away, right?
Right.
So I think that's an area we need some help with as a team. But I don't think we're far off. It's just having someone that can put kind of the framework together for us.
Absolutely.
Love it. So for 2019, what about real estate keeps you hungry and motivated? What is it about real estate that brings out that entrepreneur in you? For me, it's marketing. For Troy, it's insurance and marketing and doing all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is it for you? What brings out that entrepreneur in you?
Yeah, I love the marketing side as well. And then I think just what gets me up is helping people. That's what gets me up in the morning. I know you had Matt Ashworth on here. I was doing my homework, studying your podcast.
Oh, cool.
I love it. Thank you.
And Matt, a godly person, I like to believe I am as well. That gets me up. But I think what really, really gets me excited about the day is being able to help people accomplish something that they're trying to accomplish. It's the old Zig Ziglar, I think it was, that said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
Yeah, and it's like Gary Vee says, jab, 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 right hook. If you constantly give, it will come back to you, but you don't need to expect anything. It's
Right.
The law of reciprocity is always in effect, and that's great that it seems like you have the right heart to be successful.
Yeah, thanks. I hope so.
I know so.
No doubt.
I love
Well,
it.
we know we've known you for many, many years, Brian, and but another thing we like to ask people is, and this would be great for our audience too, tell us something that nobody knows about Brian Ingle.
Something that nobody knows. This is another one that I was challenged with. Jokingly, I was going to say I have curly hair, but I think probably something that very few people know about me is that I can play the guitar a little bit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, what kind of guitar do you have by chance?
Taylor acoustic.
Ooh, I love Taylors.
And this might be something most people do, but maybe not a lot of our listeners know, is you have a daughter that plays hockey for the Mavericks.
I do, yes.
And I'd be super, super proud of that if I were you.
Oh, wow.
I am, yeah. That was one of our proudest moments, is that she committed before her junior year to play for Mankato State. Her goal, which, she helps actually motivate us a little bit in reverse. She sets goals and she works her butt off to get there. And one of her goals when she was like 12 years old was, I want to play Division I hockey in the WCHA. And
Wow.
she had, she was getting looks from a lot of colleges, but really Mankato State was kind of one of the places that she wanted to hang her hat and really call it hers. The program has struggled. But there is a new coach. He's been there. This is his third year, I think now. John Harrington, who was on the Miracle Gold team at 1980.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my!
So
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So we were talking. We had a trip planned to go out east and visit the schools out there that she was talking to, and she committed before we went on that trip. And I was like, okay, now what are we going to do out there? Well, we spent some time in New York and just lived as a New Yorker.
Oh,
for
fun.
3 days before she went up to Vermont for a tournament. But she was having a tough time making that decision. I said, you're going to a program where you're probably going to play right away or, get your share of ice time. And you're going to play for a guy who played for Herb Brooks. So,
Pretty
not
easy.
much. Yeah,
Pretty
easy
easy
decision.
when you put it in that perspective.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
I love it. And the last thing that we normally do is our little speed round.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the thing that we don't write on the paper that you don't expect.
Okay.
Okay? What's your favorite Minnesota city?
My favorite Minnesota city would have to be, Lutzen.
Ah, good answer.
Wow. Your favorite place to eat in the Twin Cities?
T-Box.
Ooh, that was nice and easy.
That is good, right off Central.
Yep.
My wife and I have gone there a handful of times. I
Yeah,
like
we
that
were there
place.
Saturday for my birthday and had the salmon.
Your birthday was Saturday?
It was.
Well,
So was my
happy
wife's.
belated.
Really?
What?
Yeah, the
All right.
15th.
Yes.
Oh,
Small
cool.
world.
No doubt.
I love it. And then your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert would have to be banana cream pie.
I love me some banana cream. Your favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal? I
love this one.
Honey Nut Cheerios, I guess.
That's
Not
great.
nice and safe. We had a couple of
Good
Reese's
answer.
Puffs. People that ate them until they weren't feeling good.
Yeah.
Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. That's a tough one. It would have to be The Miracle.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Your favorite song of all time?
My favorite song. Geez, these. I
How about
wasn't-
band?
I
Or
wasn't
band. We can do
expecting-
band.
Toby Mac.
There we go.
There we go. Your favorite childhood TV show?
Favorite time. Lost in Space, I think it was.
There we
Oh,
go.
they had the robot. Danger.
Your favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team would have to be the Twins.
Your favorite vacation spot of all time?
Maui.
Love it.
Oh, good answer.
Love it. And that's all I
Someday.
have. And that's all I have. Brian, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Oh, real quick, Brian, how do people find you?
Well, they can find me at, I got a website that's brianinglehomes.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter,
Google.
Instagram. Yeah, you can Google me.
INGLE, right?
Jingle without the J.
Perfect.
Or that's the motto is give Ingle a jingle.
I like it.
I love it.
That is.
That's a little marketing for me. I like that.
That is good marketing. Troy Thompson, Pinnacle Insurance. Thanks again, Brian, for coming in today. It was great.
Thank you.
Yes, Angel Talamontes here with Click Leads Local, live from the Pinnacle Insurance Studio. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.